You know what? We're getting close to playoff season. I am a big baseball fan, as you know. And so I just want to bring us in because it's like the seventh inning stretch here. We're getting ready for the big stuff. We're about to go back to the studio. We've been grinding away, and this is another Cannonball episode. So I just want to take us in with, hey, me out to the ball game. Take me out with the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if I ever get back, so long as I cannonball.
Bow bow down, bow down, bow 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 down, bow 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 bow.
I don't know which way my arms are going on this. There we go. There we go. There we go. That's good. I like it.
What's up, everybody?
Hey, hey.
Welcome to the Cannonballing Life with Coach Derrick.
Coach Derrick, I'm phone out my pocket. Hey, man, you know what? This may not be the place that we normally are, but I know one thing that's awesome. SRP Studios LLC.com. Go check them out.
Even better, motivatewithcoachcamp.com.
Get motivated. Get motivated.
Get motivated.
Boy. Yeah, boy. Come on.
Yeah, boy. Yeah, boy.
Yeah.
Who said that? Who said
I
that?
don't know, but I watched Friday the other day and it made me feel more gangster.
Oh, I used to have this is from Friday.
Okay.
Damn!
I remember that moment. I just saw it the other day.
Damn!
I think that's whenever Homeboy got knocked.
That's right. All right, now this is when we try to sing together on Zoom, okay?
All right, I like it. Here
3,
we go.
2, 1. Cannonballing life at gmail.com. Not bad.
There we go. I like it.
Emails flooding in. Coach, have you been monitoring?
I've got a few. I didn't write them down. They're in my phone. We'll look them up.
Okay, good.
That's a couple good ones.
Boy, again, much like last week, still every week, but you know, positivity is something that could be desired right now.
We need it. We need it.
So
Silver
we got
linings.
Coach started a great group on Facebook called Positive Voices. Link in the description. How many followers you got there now?
Man, we're over 2,000 total. It says subscribers in like over 1,000, but followers we're over 2.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Oh, heck, drop us $1 or $2 at Motivate with Coach Camp on Venmo. We're out of music time, but that's okay. We were having fun.
Yes. Wow. We got through the intro. Welcome to the show, everybody. As you can see, still in Cafe du Pod, as I'm calling it. I'm in my bedroom. Coach is in my living room.
There we go. Back on the easy couch.
And timeline again. We'll do
It's Scott!
am I echoing in there?
No, I just made a face. That's all. Normal.
So as you listen to this on publish day, again, I'm gonna have to. I can hear there's echo when you're Zoom.
Oh.
That's all right. We'll figure. I'll speak quieter. This is coming out on the 19th. We're filming this on the 18th.
That's right. I didn't even know it was the 18th. Wow.
Mm-hmm. So, God, that echo's killing me. I can hear it a little bit. No, it's not you. It's not you. It's not you at all.
So you're saying I'm in an echo chamber?
No, I can hear your speakers because you're not far enough away.
Oh.
But there's also Zoom. We keep all these things. We keep the blemishes in this show. The point I'm trying to make is this should be our last Zoom, thankfully. Because as we film this on the 18th, tomorrow, Friday the 19th, I have my second post-op exam, and all things looking good. I should be in a boot and be able to move around a little better and get up some steps so I can access my studio again. I have not seen my studio in over a month.
It misses you.
It does. And I kind of miss it. I don't know. I'm looking for some normalcy.
Yeah.
So point being, the show, A week from today, because you rush to watch and listen to this show on published day. Next week, we should be back in studio, back to normal, good sound, good lighting, and it's gonna be
No echo. I'm actually from the future right now. That's why there's an echo. So your living room is in a whole other time zone. You didn't realize that.
I didn't know that.
You didn't know that.
It feels like another time zone when I'm having to crutch around my apartment, but I've gotten pretty slick with the crutches. I've got calluses on my hands. I don't know if you can see those calluses.
Actually, it's definitely brown.
Yeah, they're calluses. I promise I'll wash my hands.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah.
Those are I've become very quick and good with my form of bathing, which is a sponge bath and then hanging my head over the tub to wash my hair. And anyways, I don't want to gross people out with that. We got a lot to
very slick.
We got a lot to cover today, Coach.
We have the things to cover. Hey, when you go in for your exam, do they ever ask you to pull your pants down and bend over?
Not this one, no.
So weird. They always do that at mine. It's like, I'm hearing my throat sore. Yes, sir. Could you please pull your pants down? Why are we doing this? I got to find a different doctor.
Yeah, I think you might have some ulterior motives.
Oh my! This now it's all coming clear. Now it's all coming clear. Yes,
ladies and gentlemen, Coach was nice enough to deliver me a delicious iced coffee today. Thank you, sir.
Hey, Dunkin' Donuts right there. That's a free plug. You guys ought to pick us up, become an official sponsor. That's all I'm saying. Hey, does your daughter still work there?
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
she likes it.
Yeah.
Yep. It's been good.
I didn't see Maddie in there when I was in there. You know Madeline?
Yeah.
The girl that was on our
daughter.
You quit slinging that nasty fly swat around.
Daughter of Alicia.
No, that one, she's on another level. No, I'm talking about the Maddie May that was on our show. You know, the Motivate with Coach Ken show. Remember, she went over to there. She was a manager.
Oh, the other Maddie. That's right.
The other Maddie, yeah. My Maddie, she bougie. She going up to 7 Brew or some business up in South End. She bougie like that.
Maddie no longer works there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she took on another job. So, and she was really nice. And Skylar got to know her, and she was very sweet. Maddie was a good kid. She is a good kid.
Yeah,
I say kid.
She's in her 20s. They're kids.
Yeah,
kids.
But,
yeah, she was sweet. I would be surprised to hear anything different. So, hey, look, I want to talk about some baseball stuff. Is that cool, or you got other things you want to jump to first?
I was gonna pitch that. Pardon the pun. Yeah. Pardon the pun. Where's the rim shot?
Pardon it. You can be throwing that thing all the time.
My sounds don't work as well here. I cannot wait to be back in the studio, Coach. But let me try it again. There we go. But yeah, that's why we started with the song. Let's continue. I just wanted to update everybody. And yes, take it away. Talk some baseball, sir.
Well, obviously we had this long break, and I've been wanting to talk about this ever since this moment happened. And so it is going way back in time a little bit, at least a month and a half. You know, the Little League World Series wrapped up just shortly, not long ago. Did you watch any of that?
No, I had no idea.
Those guys are so amazing. They're 11 and 12-year-old little boys. They look like mini professional baseball players. They're out there making these sliding catches and just killing the ball. They're amazing. And I'm watching the kids. Now, look, this is the part where I'm a coach. I've coached sports, baseball and softball, respectively, for over 30 years. I get it. Kids want to emulate the big boys. That's what they do. Mm-hmm. Somebody hits a home run and they're doing some kind of shimmy shake. That's what the guys are doing. That's what they're doing. They're running around and they're doing the thing and they're doing the thing. And I get it. I was probably the same way, if I'm being quite honest. But then I had a clip. I don't know how often you TikTok scroll for some, 10, 15 minutes of entertainment. But
I do it.
I'm really trying to be intentional about the algorithm. I'm trying to make sure I click on the things and hit like on the things that I want to see more of, and not some of the garbage crap that's out there.
I'm not TikTok. I'm Facebook Reels.
Okay,
that's my go-to, and we don't need to go into it. But my algorithm is full of Charlie Kirk. So
is a lot of people. That is true.
Yeah.
But I started following baseball stuff, like clicking on all the baseball, and this video pops up of 1982. the Little League World Series, and some things stood out to me. All the kids had their hats way up here on top of their head, and they had the mesh style hats and the foam bills, these big foam bills, like they were this thick, and they had leggings that went under their foot in their, and it could pop out. So some were running and it had popped out. So the legging popping out the back that was on the stirrups. They had the stirrups, and they had on big wonky cleats and these baseball bats that probably had dents in them. And this one kid comes up to bat, and he's got this helmet, and the helmet is sitting on top of his head, like it don't fit. It can't even squeeze down over his big melon. The helmet all up here like this, and he had a chin strap, had his chin and his cheeks, and he's like this, and the helmet up here like this, and the boy walk up to the plate, and he's got this little rinky-dink bat, and the ball 350 feet, and this big boy just waddling around, and I'm like, that was baseball at its core. And then I cross compared that to today when I just watched the Little League World Series. These boys, they got on elbow pads, knee pads, shoulder pad, lip pad, foot pad, bottom of the foot pad, nose pad, eye pads, all this pad. And then they get on base, and these boys ain't stealing. Not a single one of them. Not a single kid steals, because you can't get a lead in Little League. You got to stay on the bag until the pitch crosses the plate. So they running if the catcher misses. And these boys got on double oven gloves. They wearing oven gloves out there like this. They got all the chain and the stuff, and they're out here like this. And then the ball gets by the catcher. They're running like this right here, and then they get over, and then they step on the bag. Ain't nobody sliding head first. If they slid, they slid on their booties. Why are you wearing oven mitts? Boys, wake up. Wake up, go back to 1982 and get you a dented up baseball bat with a helmet that barely fits and a strap that squeezes your face in half. That's what you need. That's how you play ball. That's all I got.
I didn't realize this was going to be a old man screaming at the clouds, get off my lawn topic here.
I've been holding that in, Derrick, for weeks. For weeks.
Yes, we are Gen X, right? Raised on hose water and neglect.
That's it. And
yeah, I mean,
so much.
You see the majors now playing with those hand mitts. I know what you're talking about. I didn't
hit first.
I didn't know. Yeah, right. So that makes sense. But even then, it's like, come on, it's like get up, brush the dirt off. I didn't know the little leaguers couldn't take a lead and steal.
They can't. They can steal, but they have to wait till the ball crosses home, and they can't lead off the bat. So nobody's just taking off once it gets to the catcher. If the catcher catches it, they'll throw your tail out. And then they wearing them gloves. And look, one time the commentators were talking about it. This one kid they knew, as soon as he got to first base, he's trying to get on his oven mitts, and they're like, let's see how long this takes. And the boy over there with the timeout, and he's working on it, and he's doing the straps, and the coach is helping him. I'm like, unless you're about to go bake a delicious cake, and you're going to have both hands to pull it in, take your gloves off. Take them off. Take them off. Get them off right now. That's all I got on that.
Coach has spoken.
Look, I'm a coach. That's why I'm taking. But look, I promise you, if my kid at 12 got to first base and he's having to take off, and he's taking off this and taking off this, and then trying to put on, boy, get back in the dugout right now. Go sit down, because you're trying to be too dang pretty. Go sit down, and I'll get somebody out here who wants to run the bases.
Question.
Yep.
Are the kids still wearing stirrup socks, or are they full pants like the majors?
So that's another. I'm glad you brought that up. No. It's some of them have like they just have regular long socks, and then the others, some will wear the long pants all the way down to the ankles. But then some of the kids and the big leaguers, there are a handful of big leaguers that do this. They'll have long socks like pantyhose, and the pantyhose and the sock be all the way up to here, and then they take their breeches and they pull the breeches all the way up above the knee. So the breeches, the baseball breeches, are above the knee, and a sock up here, so it's like they got this long pantyhose. They got a pantyhose all the way down the leg, and they just look weird too.
I mean, one benefit of being on Zoom right now is, to the listeners only, you go on YouTube, because we just got a show of Coach's leg. Coach's full leg.
all the way to the root.
But I asked that because I miss that classic old school stirrup look. It's fun. I mean, there's still some players that have the shorter pants and the sock showing. I think it's cool. It's part of the old school look, but I mean,
so hey, if I was playing, that's what I would have, and I'd drive up in my 1985 Mustang G 5.0.
Yeah, that's right. Which I can't wait to get a ride in and drive it.
I know, man. We're going to ball it.
But I know we've talked baseball in the past. I played for 8 years through my youth and had the old stirrups, and we certainly didn't have all the equipment. And again, Gen X, raised on neglect and hose water, whatever order. It was if you got hurt, get up, throw some dirt on it, brush it off, whatever. Get a baseball straight in the face. It's like, good times, classic times. But you're right. I've been in such a bubble.
Yeah.
And I watch a little Netflix, but I'm on YouTube, and I didn't see any coverage. I didn't even know the World Series was going on.
It was on
year.
regular TV for the most part. It was on ESPN, and then eventually it was on the regular channel.
Well, shoot. Well, I now subscribe to ESPN. Why? Why, Derrick? Why did you subscribe to ESPN? Because now ESPN is going to be the new home for professional wrestling. WWE premium live events, much like WrestleMania, Royal Rumble, Survivor Series, SummerSlam, all the big shows are on ESPN now. So, there's a funny story. I knew that I was going to subscribe before this weekend because this Saturday, the 20th, they have a new event called WrestlePalooza, which is specific for their new relationship and new launch with ESPN. So I knew I was going to subscribe this week, but I ended up subscribing Monday because LaShawn, my beautiful, wonderful girlfriend, and myself wanted to watch some football, wanted to watch Monday Night Football. And tried to on ABC/ESPN. So I tried to get ABC on my rabbit ears. Wasn't happening.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you know what? Today's the day I subscribed to ESPN and did. And now I'm on ESPN. So, shoot, I could have watched the World Series. No, because I have in the past, and it is remarkable, going back to what you were saying. These kids are amazing.
They're amazing talent.
Amazing.
Yeah, I saw them making spinning, catching, throwing moves. Arms are phenomenal. One kid that was a pitcher, their distance from like pitcher's mound to the home plate and first base, it's different than big leagues, right?
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
But so they do like a if the pitch is 70 miles an hour in real time, they'll do a cross comparison to how much that would be on a big league because of the time that you have to react. And this one kid was hitting 108, 109 as an MLB. It would have been an MLB speed in comparison. Wow. He was throwing over 80 miles an hour in reality.
And how old? 10-year-old? 12?
12.
Wow.
I don't know what they put in the water over there. Of course, it was from like Chinese Taipei or something. It was the team. The kid was ungodly big too. He's like 6'3", 2", whatever it is.
So who won? Who won the World Series?
Chinese Taipei. Yeah,
good for them.
Yeah, I mean, there was definitely not a give me. Those dudes earned every bit of their incredible talent.
How did our U.S. boys do?
New Jersey is the team that I think was New Jersey, Mid-Atlantic, played them, and they got beat by them. But the United States, so they have like the two pools that narrow down. So you'll have like all the different countries going against each other till there's a champion there, and then the different regions of America that play until there's a champion there, and then those two face off with each other. And so the American, man, there was some amazing comebacks. There was some nail-biting finishes and great baseball. It was really just the antics that was like constantly. I'm like, if you're on YouTube, my eyeballs were like, are you serious? Somebody's parents, get out there and get all that crap off your child. Let's get hit by a ball occasionally. That's how you make them tough. Yeah, and then piggybacking on that, if I may.
Yes.
Did you see the this is affectionately known, this is not my title. This is what's known out there. So if you want to go look it up, if you haven't seen it, you definitely could look under this title. Philly's Karen.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Woo! Man.
That was on the back end after all the World Series, and then this comes up just recently. Dude.
And I don't know if it's true, but I've seen on several different articles that she actually got fired. She lost her job.
I saw something about that. I don't know what she did though.
She lost her job. She's been banned for like life from being able to attend games. I think the owner of the Philadelphia Eagles. I don't want to get any of this wrong, but
yeah,
where I'm going with this is, and I want to pick on her and make fun of her because it's hilarious. But in a way, she kind of received a death penalty for that, which I think is unfair. You know,
I agree. It's excessive. If all that's true,
Yeah.
and I don't know if it is or not, because I don't even know what I'm looking at is true anymore half the time. AI. Right now,
Yeah.
you guys are wondering, is Coach Camp really Coach Camp right there? Or is that an AI image? Because I do look, I mean, like this lighting, I mean, like right now, this, if you just take this over here, like this makes me, I am pretty. That is making me look pretty. So you don't know if it's real or not. I'm messing with your light, Derrick. I apologize.
I'm very white.
Oh, you are white. You're transparent. I didn't even see you when you got that close. Yeah, I agree. If that stuff's real, you shouldn't lose your occupation
No.
because you go and you make a very, very, and I'm going to go with another one, very bad choice to take a ball from a child.
Mhm.
You should not be banned from athletics. I think the public scrutiny is more than enough any kind of punishment you could ever imagine. Here's the deal, and this is what I would say to everyone out there. So this is why I brought this up. I don't know how it is in society that it is okay to find yourself in a kid's arena and feel like you are the most important person there. I am telling you, sports are for kids. Major League Baseball, NFL football, hockey, you name it, big sports, they're still for kids. It's the ability for them to dream and hope and see this bigger than life moment. And us as fans, as adults, and I'm a big fan, dude, you got to keep perspective. If I would have caught the ball, if she would have caught the ball straight up, boom, catch it in the glove. I'm going to say, I'm not telling her you should. I'm telling you it's good if you find a kid and give it to them. It's a $9 baseball.
Right. And you see it all the time. You see clips of all kinds of adults out there catching that ball, looking for that nearest kid, making that kid's day, week, month. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I would like to think I would do the same. But what I know for sure is and we don't see what happens behind we don't see what hand touches the ball first, hers and the father's. But I know for a fact if I'm fumbling with a ball with another person and it just turns out he gets the ball and I see him hand it to his son, I'm done. Like, over, I'm good. Let's get another hot dog. Like, come on. I mean, that's wild.
So simple. It's like, okay, next. And the idea that a person is due a ball because they sit in a position, that is wrong too. It's a free for all.
Yeah.
Now, if you're physically tackling a person and pulling them to the ground, that's a little excessive. But the bottom line is, when the ball goes into the stands, whoever ends up coming up, emerging with this thing, all right, they've laid claim to it in that moment. But then more specifically, once it goes to a kid, get yourself right. You're fighting over a $9 ball. That's my words to you. Shame.
Yeah, Philly's Karen.
Philly's Karen.
Poor thing. I mean,
now, don't give that woman her job back too, and let her get back into another game, because maybe she'll do right next time. I believe in second chances. Philly's Karen, get out there, go to another baseball game, catch a ball, and go find a child and give it to them. That's what I'm going to tell you.
Yes, and everyone move on from picking on her, I guess. She should not have to suffer forever on that. I agree. It was a silly decision, whatever, But,
hey, Steve Bartman, man, they crucified that fella for years. Just trying to catch a foul, and that ball was coming to him.
Yeah, And there's a great documentary on Netflix, or there was. I don't know if it's still out there. A whole documentary on that. And yeah, no, I mean, that man suffered death threats. I mean, very, sucks. Sucks.
It sucks. It does suck. And you know what? You hate to see anything happen to a person, but he definitely had the meat type personality. He wasn't built for that kind of scrutiny either. I mean, like
No.
he's just this, and I'm not picking, but he's like this obviously kind of nerdy dude, got his glasses and his earphones, and then here's a ball, and he's caught up in the moment, and then everybody's like, killing. What? See, I would be the personality that they might see two fingers raising up as I did a 360 spin.
Yeah.
If you're saying kill me, I'm going to show you some hands, and there's going to be some of these fingers will be up,
Yeah.
some of these fingers will be down. I might get beat up, but they're going to see fingers. But that's just the reality. It's like he was not that guy. He's like, huh? Please don't. And then
And people, please, like, I don't care how, what he was called, Bartman, right? Bartman.
Steve Bartman. Yep.
Steve Bartman, his situation, I'm sure Philly's Karen got death threats. Come on. Like,
yeah, that's stupid.
Come
That's
on. Let's take a breath here. You don't need to be threatening people's lives over something.
No.
Come on.
If Philly's Karen walked into this living room, I would say, shame on you for taking that ball back. But let me give you a hug. Come here.
Yeah.
Bring it in. Bring it in, girl. Let me give you a hug. Okay. Making it weird just for a second. Now, let's go to a Redbirds game together and let's make it right for the world. Let's get a foul ball and give it to somebody. Let's do it.
Let's get her on the podcast. Let's see if she'll come to Memphis area and come on this one or yours. I mean, you could make it a great Motivate with Coach Kemp episode.
True story. Yeah. Having the human being for a bad action, especially something that's so small, really, in the big scheme of things. That's just crazy.
And baseball, I feel like baseball, when you said all the sports are kids' games, I think baseball more than any of them are so rooted in childhood. Because I know I grew up in a neighborhood where we had my buddy Kenny Bunker had the kind of front lawn and the setup where that's where everyone played wiffle ball. That's where all the kids went and played wiffle ball. And then we all were in Little League and granted I was in Little League basketball and we had youth football. I mean, we had all the things, but I don't know, baseball is just such a historic game. I mean, look at the movie Sandlot. That says everything you need to know, right? So when you have kids in the audience, in the crowd with their own little glove, just praying that a ball goes in their direction, it's special.
It is. Cool. They'll keep that ball forever. It'll be on their dresser or wherever they put it. They'll keep that thing forever, and they'll have a story, and that'll be a moment. That's a moment, As a coach, as a motivational speaker, that's what I play for is the moment. You're going to go through an entire lifetime, and you're only going to have just a few snippets that stick out as you go along. Yeah. And that definitely is one for a lot of kids. So that's why I'm advocating for it. That's why I wanted to speak on it, because even though Cannonballing Life is fun, it's also, we just talking life stuff. That's a life moment. Yeah. That's a life moment. We should discuss those kind of things. It is funny, though, that I saw an interview with the kid afterwards. They showed this interview. I don't know what place was doing it. And, I mean, the dude ended up getting showered with gifts, bats, gloves, met the player that hit the home run, Harrison Bader, which also used to play for the Redbirds. I don't know if you knew that. No. He also used to play for the Yankees, so he's been around for a minute. Okay. And he meets the kid, signs some stuff, and then they're talking to the kid, and then the kid says something that if I was the dad, I'd have just been like, bro.
What did he say?
He's like, I really appreciate it. I had so much fun, but I do kind of wish I still had that ball. Bro, you just got everything in the world. And we say thank you and just move on with our life, little man. So it's like on both sides of the coin. It's like, dude, don't be greedy. You just got love. Let it go. You got to let it go.
Let it go. Yeah. Let it lie. It is what it is.
That's what you got to do.
Yeah.
I love baseball though, man. I really love it. And the Yankees have really given me heartburn this year. They've been up, they've been down. They've looked great, they've looked horrible. It's Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. Every time they go on the field, one game they're scoring 12 runs and giving up 13. The next game they're scoring 1 run and shutting them down. And I'm like, dude, what are y'all doing? And the Red Sox, they were dead to the water. Nobody even saw them. And then all of a sudden they're creeping up, creeping up, creeping up. And now they're like neck and neck for this wild card race, back and forth, back and forth. So you, sir, me and you, I mean, like here we are, we're looking at it. It's like Red Sox, Yankees, and they both equally are great and suck at the same time. It's amazing.
Man, now that I have ESPN, I need to try to pay attention more. I'm so out of the loop. I couldn't tell you one name on the Red Sox roster. So that's why
that are name brand.
I'll always pick on you in 2004. But in modern baseball, I have no game. I have no smack talk because I'm so out of the loop. I'm not going to be that guy to be like, F the Yankees and just throw it in your face, Red Sox. And then what if you ask me, well, all right, Derrick, who's playing second base? I have no idea. Yeah, it's like, so I don't want to be that D-bag. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you can be because that's what all my friends are that are Red Sox fans. Ironically, I probably have more friends that are Red Sox fans than Yankee fans.
Really?
I do, but it's because I don't judge y'all on that. I just know that there's everybody has their areas of weakness.
Well, here's the thing, though.
Tony Harrington's one of them.
But here's the thing, Coach. Yeah. And now I'm going to pick on you a little bit.
I want you to bring it. See what you got.
I am from the land of Boston Red Sox. I'm not from Boston, but I am from the region.
True.
That is represented by Boston Red Sox, New England Patriots, Boston Bruins, Boston Celtics. You grew up in Mississippi.
That's right.
So you can be looked at as a bandwagon guy.
If they didn't know my history.
All right.
Because I was a fan of the Yankees in the 80s when they sucked.
Yeah. And that's good.
Horrible.
And that's worth noting because, you know, you didn't jump on just because they're winning or whatever.
No, I think it's documented pretty good, but it's Don Mattingly. He's the whole reason why I became a Yankee fan. As a little leaguer, I think people gravitate toward either a team or a player. A lot of kids become a player fan, which by proxy makes them a fan of that team. And the person that I became a fan of stayed only on the Yankees his whole career. He was just like the guy. He was like the guy I wanted to be like in baseball.
And a very cool mustache.
Awesome mustache, no doubt.
Is he still a manager for any team right now?
He's like he's a hitting coach or something like that with the Blue Jays.
Okay.
He did something with the Blue Jays. He's on their bench the other day at the game.
Good for him.
And the Blue Jays are in first place in their division. So
yeah,
I think it's probably working.
You know, it's cool and there's so many other guys like Don Mattingly that played for years.
Mm-hmm.
And then went into coaching management. Now he's, back into a coach. And it must be neat for these guys. I mean, by now, if you look at Don Mattingly, from his first major league game to now, how many years are we talking?
Oh, geez. His first major league game was probably in 83.
So we're talking over 40 years.
Yeah. That
this man still puts on a baseball jersey and is sitting in a dugout.
It's a lifelong love.
And eating the sunflower seeds and hanging now with the kids to him and just living baseball in the clubhouse, all the shenanigans that go with that, all the fun, all the, the hard work, just the whole thing. Like these lifers still get to be kids in a way.
Oh, yeah. Like Tommy Lasorda, I think he was in baseball for 174 years, something like that. Yeah, he came around right after the Civil War. So, he was their player and coach forever. So, and it's like that. It's like that. So, all right, we had a lot of baseball talk. Now, Derrick.
Yeah.
I want to hear, and I think this is an important story for all the world, at least America. I'm not overstating by saying the nation. Let me hear some of the details about your surgery experience because we know about your fracture experience, the incredible ability you have to break a leg, second to none. one of the best leg breakers I've ever met personally, which also required an incredible surgery. And there's a whole backstory to that. So line it up, brother.
Well, first, I finally watched the video that your boy Zach filmed for us. The jump that made it all happen, all the breakage. Sent it to you, Coach. Coach watched it, and he cut off the recording pretty rapidly after the jump, and it's long enough to see me come out from underneath the water, and you hear, ah! That's it. That's all you get. You don't hear the, F-bombs and blah, blah, oh my God. You know, we cut. Thankfully, I didn't want to have to hear all that. But I finally was able to watch it. But okay. So, I mentioned to you, Coach, that I wanted to talk about this as a way to kind of help people out there understand what it can look like when your insurance doesn't want to cooperate, right? And
that's a great point.
Yeah, and so listen to last week. We talk all about the jump and all the blah 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 blah. You know, so I want to bring up the surgery, and I'm not trying to bash anybody or any facility, or it's not about that. It's just I'm going to tell it like it is. So, it starts with Campbell Clinic, which there's no issues with them, but they're the orthopedic surgeon I go with. You have your preliminary X-rays, and then you meet your surgeon, and then there's a CT scan, and then all these appointments, all covered by my insurance. They set up a date for, like the day I met my surgeon, boom, they lined it all out. Surgery date, post-op exam number 1, post-op exam number 2, and it was all laid out. Great. So all of a sudden I get a call from my surgeon's assistant at Campbell Clinic, and she's like, we have an issue. Your insurance is not going to cover the surgery. Okay. So Campbell Clinic is all in network with my insurance company minus the surgery center. Like,
imagine that.
Where the real work happens.
The actual critical part of things. Like, you're sick, we can swab your throat and give you some antibiotics, but you fractured the crap out of your leg. We're not covering that one.
So I'm like, okay. Now I can talk with more clarity on this after it all happened, but it was very confusing throughout in real time, which is why I want to talk about this. So basically what happened is, and this is a workaround, everybody, and this is where you might have to do this. It goes from a nice scheduled surgery on this day at this time to show up at Regional 1 emergency room on this day as early as you can, and we will at some point during the day give you the surgery. And I'm like, okay, so this is the breakdown. This is what happens. So all the surgeons at Campbell Clinic are also the surgeons for Regional 1. For anyone that's outside of this area, and as I've learned, and of course Coach, Regional 1 is our trauma center, right? We have Methodist, we have Baptist, Regional 1 is the place one. Is
worst of the worst. Go there.
I'll let you say it.
No. The worst of the worst of injuries.
Oh, okay.
Gunshot victim, we got to take him to the med.
Right, the med is what it's called. The med.
That's where you got to go. The med. The
med. So I get to keep my surgeon. So that's good. But so the way it works is, the loophole is, if I go to the emergency room and admit myself as though I just broke my leg, They don't need to know it was done a week earlier, blah, 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 blah. It's just I've hurt myself. I'm at the emergency room. And then you go in like you would, like, let's pretend I did do it that morning. And I go to the emergency room like I should have done the day it happened. But at that point, they can't turn you around. It is absolutely an emergency. So insurance covers it, right? And then in theory, now you're in there and now you're going to have your surgery. But it's not that easy. So basically what happens is you're put in the queue as you would in a normal emergency visit. They triage, and they measure how urgent this is, and are we going to throw you in surgery immediately, or are we going to put you in a waiting room, whatever. But so I get there and I'm confused. Like I kind of understand what's going on, but I'm like, I don't know. I feel I'm walking into the hospital and they're not expecting me. It's not an appointment, right? So the first thing I do is when you go into the med, there's a security officer right there behind glass, and they have to open up the door for you to go into the lobby, right? It's a little more secured. And I tell them, and I make the mistake, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm here for surgery, without giving more meaning behind it. So he's like, oh, you need to go to the outpatient center. You need to get on a shuttle, and you need to go around the block, and da-da-da-da-da. And I do all that. I go there. No, you're not on the list. And I tell that lady more detail what's going on. And she's like, oh, yep. This happens a lot. So you have to, unfortunately, go back to the emergency room and tell them XYZ. I'm like, okay, cool. So now I get back in the shuttle. My mom's with me. She's helping me. There's more details that I'll save people from. But so I get back to the social security, the security guy, and he's like, what happened? I'm like, I just need to be here. Let me in, please. He's like, okay, fine, whatever. Lets me in. Now I'm crutching to now the main window, the main desk to check in, and the lady is sleeping.
She's tired.
She's sleeping. So for context, it's probably around 6 a.m. now. She's obviously probably third shift. I get it, but she's sleeping and just nodding. Now, this is where I start complaining. But again, I'm like to the show right now where I'm complaining about my experience, but I'm not trying to throw shade, and I'm not saying Regional 1 is awful. But at the end of the day, the lady I need to speak to is sleeping on her job, right? So that kind of sets a tone.
Well, she'll wake up. Oh.
So
yeah, I need something.
So I wake her up, and I'm trying to explain to her what's going on, and she's like, "No, you need to go to this outpatient place." I'm like, "No, I don't." Blah 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 blah, and she's got an attitude, and she's like, "Well, here, just, huh?"
You woke her up. She woke up in the wrong side of the chair.
She was probably having an amazing dream.
Yeah, I know, but relaxed.
So she just hands me the clipboard with the paperwork, fill it out. And she's being kind of rude, right? And I'm like, all right. So I fill everything out. And I put the paper down right in front of her computer. But she's over in like the triage room at the moment. So she's not at the desk. So, okay, I sit and wait. My mom and I are waiting. We're waiting. And anxiety is high because I'm like, are we doing this right? Are we doing this correctly? I've been kind of just left hanging here,
Yeah.
And we're kind of just nervous about this. Are we doing this correctly? So my mom, God love her, is always full of questions, and you can't stop her from asking them. So she went up to ask, like, okay, what's the next step? What are we looking to do? And then the lady asks my mom, are you talking about him? I see her point to me. And she tells my mom, he hasn't even checked in yet. He hasn't filled out any paperwork. My mom turns around. She's like, have you filled out your paperwork? I'm like, yeah. And the lady's like, no, you didn't. I'm like, I absolutely did. I left it on the top next to your computer. It's not there anymore. Now I crutch up. Now I'm at the desk. I put the paperwork right here. She's like, sir, I didn't see it. I don't have any paperwork for you. I'm like, I promise you, I left it right here. So maybe it fell. I don't know what's going on. So then she finally, after arguing the point a couple times, sits down, looks to her left, picks up a small little stack of papers and starts thumbing through. And then she's like, "Oh, is this you?"
This Derrick McCall.
I'm like, "Yes, that's me." She's like, "Oh, okay." I'm like, "Have you entered me into the system yet?" She's like, "No, sir." And I mean, I filled that paperwork out 45 minutes prior to this. So we've now wasted almost an hour. Right. And she's just like, "But I don't even know why you're here. What are we supposed to be doing?" Thankfully now, one of the nurses from the triage section has come in just for whatever other reason, and she's curious what this argument is about. And then I lay it out in detail to her. I'm like, XYZ, blah, 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 blah. She's like, "Oh," and now she's got an attitude, and she's like, "Oh, yeah, that's what these surgeons do. It's a loophole." Okay, and then she explains it to the front desk lady, and then she rolls her eyes, and I'm thinking, can I get some help here? Like, you know.
How dare this man and his shattered leg come in here where I'm trying to get a nap. I'm trying to get my beauty sleep in this chair, and I put here paperwork somewhere I couldn't find so I could get my nap. Yeah, I get it.
And all I want is to finally meet someone that knows I'm coming, knows about me, knows why I'm there, expecting me, all the above. So now I can finally sit back down, and now things start moving along. That triage lady, nurse, I'm getting the terminology wrong, but the one that finally helped us out calls me in for my blood pressure and doing all the things. And she's cool, and I get to explain a little more what's going on. She's like, "Okay, I get it. I'm going to talk to this person, and we'll figure it out." And then eventually the first angel of the day appears out of nowhere. This awesome guy. He's an ER medic or doctor. Not anything to do with me, but word got to him, and he knew about me. Like, he knew I was on a list, right? And he came out and talked to me and my mom, and he knew that we were stressed, and he knew, knowing this, he introduced himself, and he's like, "Derrick, I was expecting you. Well, we are expecting you. We know why you're here. Now we know you're here. I know all the people you need to talk to. We're going to get this straight for you. Don't go anywhere. You're in the right place, right time. I got you. Stay put, and rest assured, we're going to get this." And I felt so much relief in that moment, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was like, "Oh, okay." And my mom too were like, "Great." And then he explained it. And this is where I learned about how the Campbell Clinic surgeons are also the whole surgeon team is the same. Whether you get your surgery at the Campbell Clinic Surgery Center or the Med, same guys, same team. You know, I'm learning all of this from that guy and how this all works. So, and then the process moved forward, and eventually I got in a room, and then I'm in the queue though. I had to wait all day, and it was a long day. And then I had a great nurse that was, following up with me. And then of course they did all the pre-op stuff. I had the AKG and then blood work, and it was a long day. And what was that?
AKG. Just for those people that know.
Oh, did I say AKG?
You did. It's a E.
AKG is like headphones. That's why. And a microphone. I was in the music world, and then had the surgery. Clearly, it went well. The anesthesiologists were awesome. It was a wild experience. Once things got moving along, I was like kind of just fascinated by the whole thing, and then it is what it is. But I bring all of this up and I talk about it because someone watching and listening is either experienced this or, God forbid, you hurt yourself and your surgeon says, well, we can't perform surgery at our center. We're going to have to do it at an emergency room. That's why. And when you go to the front desk, be very clear with them about why your surgeon sent you there and this, that, and the other. I hope that was helpful. I'm partly complaining because some of the early people were rude, but they didn't know what the hell I was talking about. I certainly wasn't explaining it properly, I guess. But that was the experience. It was a long day, but God, I hope people that do have insurance can actually not have to experience that. Those that don't have insurance, oof, that's a whole other story there. But that's it. So that's our, I have great insurance. I'm not complaining. But at the end of the day, it is just interesting how in insurance, in general, insurance company, health insurance, have this in-network, out-network deal where it's like the place that you go to fix your broken bones, they're like, yeah, we got you until you need the surgery. And that's just weird.
So definitely shortcomings on their part. Now, just to clear up on the medical perspective of things. So for folks that don't know, you shouldn't expect them to know, but I can see through the lens of this doctor and how he was talking to you. It's the same lens I sometimes speak from when I'm talking to my students. I will explain something to them that is medical based, and it makes perfect sense to me. And sometimes it's lost on me that they don't have that depth of understanding. Even though I didn't say anything wrong, I didn't say it with enough clarity to be able to backtrack to a person's base level of zero. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
So like if you're coming from a point of zero understanding, a person that has complete understanding, it's tough to always capture that dial that you need to go all the way down to the base level and almost talk as though you're speaking to someone that is brain dead. And that's not ugly, that's reality.
Yeah.
And I do that to my students. Sometimes I'll say something and it's perfect. It makes perfect sense. And then I'll come back and I'll look at it and I'll be like, why didn't y'all do whatever that thing is? And it's like, we didn't understand what you were talking about.
Over my head. Phew.
How did you not understand? So what I have now started to do is I will explain something 5 different ways, and then if it's something real important, and then and maybe not always 5, but kind of, and then I'll say, all right, say it back to me so I know that you know what you're talking about. And that's kind of where if somebody's watching this that is in the medical world, that is a better way to know that the person you're talking to that maybe has limited or no medical experience truly understood what you were saying. Because I think there would have been a benefit if the doc would have looked at you and be like, all right, so now what is it do you have to do? And then you would have been like, I'm going to get surgery.
Yeah.
And you'd be like, you are. Now how you going to get it? And then you'd be like, you're going to do it. I'm like, I am going to do it. Now, where am I going to do it? At surgery saying, no, you go into the emergency room like you just got hit by a car out in the street. Somebody, and now Derrick got to go up there and check in and be like, oh, my leg. And then they're going to bring you in and they're going to check you in and they're going to get you in a room. And then you're going to let the doctor, nurse that come in there say, hey, I'm here for a surgery from Campbell Clinic. My doctor, blah, 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 blah. And they'd be like, oh, okay. See, if he would have done it like that, I don't think there'd have been any confusion.
Yeah.
But that is not a knock on the doctor. I think that is a reality of people that know their business really well, and they think they explained it really well to someone that doesn't, and it didn't click. Right now, sir, I could come in there and you can show me, look, when you want to edit camp, all you got to do, coach, is just a blank, and a blank, and everything's edited. I'd be like, and then tomorrow you'd be like, why didn't you, none of this is edited the way, I'm like, it looked good to me. I have no idea what you're talking about. I feel like everything's good. So I think it's the communication level. I don't think you did anything wrong. I don't think you heard anything different. It's just the way your mind was. You didn't understand that part. Right. The doctor knew what he was talking about, but he didn't know that you didn't know what he was talking about, and y'all didn't know what y'all were talking about. And then you end up there, and then you got rude lady trying to take a nap. And it's like, wait, the F up.
That's why I kind of needed my handheld, which I got. But the doctor, the ER doctor that finally came out and introduced himself, that's when the handhelding helped. And that's when I was like, okay, now I'm going to be taken care of, and went through the motions, you know.
Yeah. So there it is.
And my surgeon was awesome. No complaints there. He did a fantastic job.
I was looking at your leg. You're a little taller, so that's good. Give you a little height. Now you be able to slam it
yeah,
up.
it's bionic. It's go gadget too. It extends. If I want to
Nice.
really want to stick a boot up in someone's, you know what?
That's right.
Watch out.
Break it off.
Break it off. But yeah, again, we are. The audience is watching and listening to this into the future of when we're filming. So I'm going to say, in terms of as we sit here and record tomorrow, I hope I have a great post exam and everything continues to look well. And I'll have my stitches out, boot on, and start looking at what PT is going to look like. But for me to be able to, at the very least, stand on 2 feet in a boot, and even if it's light movement, and I can walk to my kitchen and pull stuff out of my refrigerator without having to balance on one leg and crutches and the whole thing, it'll be nice.
You think we could do a TikTok of boots on the ground with you wearing your new boots? The dog had a little fan, a little clicker. You click in the fan.
So, anyways, clicking the fan.
Look at the fan thing. I don't know. You remember crushing your head?
Huh?
You remember the crushing your head segment on Saturday Night Live? Crushing your head. Anyways, that's what just happened. All right. Yeah. What else you got, man? Because it's good. Your leg all healed up. We're ready to rock.
Well, I don't know how much time I don't have a timer on this one today. I don't know how long we've gone, what time we started, but it is all good.
Thing over here.
You know, one of the things I'll segue to this. One of the things that has helped with my downtime, as I mentioned last week, I've got my big computer system at home now. Blah 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 blah. Did the Huey Lewis band show, the Back in Time debut show at Neshoba. So I had a week prior to that show to be preoccupied with learning music, or practicing and getting the music up to speed in preparation for the show. That was great. Show happened, and then after that, I was able to then also have music to help take my mind off things, keep me occupied, keep me busy, keep me productive, because I am learning a large list of Pink Floyd music. Why? Because I'm auditioning. I've got an opportunity to audition for another tribute band in Memphis that's been around for literally 20 plus years, called Pulse. And over the last couple of years, there's been quite a turnover in musicians. A lot of bands members retired, or there was a health situation with one that had to retire. So the guitar player that's been in the band now for the last year or so thought of me when the opportunity came where they had to find a new bass player. I'm kind of auditioning, but I kind of probably already have it, type of deal, because that's the thing, kids out there, to the young musicians out there. It's who you know. That's key. And building trust and a reputation will get you a long way. So they're not asking a stranger to come audition and interview, if you will, for that band. It's coming on a very strong recommendation, because that guitar player has played with me in this project, that project, and this, that, and the other, and we know each other. And so that goes a long way. So a message to the young players out there: get and play with as many people as you can. And then that's what will help, because it's, most bands don't make a big announcement. Hey, open auditions for this position. They don't usually do that. They'll make a phone call. Hey, do you know of a bass player? Or someone right in that band be like, oh, I already got the guy. I already know who to call. And then, so you won't even see that there's an opportunity to audition for something. You have to be kind of in the circles, in the community. So play your butt off, get good, and then network and try to be, rub shoulders with all the top guys as you can. And your first few bands that you play in might not be great and you might not really enjoy it. Hang in there for as long as you can, and then you never know what that next opportunity will bring. So that's been helpful now since September 5th, which is when my show was with Back in Time. I've had the opportunity to learn a lot of great Pink Floyd music, and man, I'll tell you what, God's gift here, because the opportunity to play in the Huey Lewis tribute band hits the heart, because I grew up on that music as a younger guy, and loved the music and loved the bass line specifically, and that's been great. It's easy to be in a music project that you have some passion for. Like, it makes you want to work a little harder, and because you love the music. Well, Pink Floyd hits the heart. In my 20s, man, in late teens through my 20s, I mean, my whole, I've always loved Floyd to this day, but I had that phase in my late teens through my 20s where, I mean, I just listened to all the Floyd stuff, really into it. Big fan, but never really dug in deep to learn Pink Floyd music, minus a few songs throughout my years of playing in bands. Like Comfortably Numb. Everyone knows that song. Wish You Were Here. Those are popular Pink Floyd songs. So I did learn them. Not properly back then. But now I have this opportunity to dig in and dial in and learn a catalog of Pink Floyd music. And that's been helpful to kind of just make this time pass and sit here in my bedroom and woodshed. That's the term we use, Coach. Woodshed. It's like you go to the woodshedding. Yeah.
Yeah, when I was told to go to the woodshed, there was usually a stick involved, and then I was getting my butt whooped.
That's not good. Woodshed. No, this is different woodshedding.
Different woodshed.
I feel like I've been long in the tooth between the surgery and band talk here, but it's easier for us to the audience. It's such a different dynamic being on Zoom. It's so not ideal. When me and Coach are in the studio, man, it's so much easier, isn't it, Coach, to kind of go back and forth?
I feel your energy. Here, I just see it. It's a difference. It's a difference. But I will say this much. Oh, no. Oh, he passed out. That man, you must be auditioning for that lady's job up at the Med. Yep, you're hired. All right, you're good. Yep, you can do it. You can do that job.
It's like, sir, fill this out, please.
Yeah, sir, I'm really good at sleeping in a chair. You're hired. Come on in here to the Med. We need you. We need you. Yeah, so I want to say something. You actually said something that kind of gave me my motivational Coach Camp moment.
Go.
Cannonball, I'm still Coach Camp, right?
Yes, sir.
Didn't change. You said some things there that are very, I think, important to anyone out there that has an idea about something they love or they're passionate about, and that is the consistency of doing that thing. See, sometimes I feel like people probably have an idea of what success should look like and a time frame that it should get there, and if they don't reach that quickly, they give up on it. But if it's something that you're drawn to and you love and you're passionate about, the key is the consistency and to constantly grow and get better. You were talking about networking. Well, networking only happens if you stay in the game long enough. You don't get to know anybody if you jump in and jump back out. That's just fact. You got to stay with it. And the best way to stay with something is to have a passion for it, because then it comes natural. You don't become discouraged because things haven't moved to the place you think they should be in the timeline you think it should have happened. What the thing is, you're constantly adjusting and working hard on that. And that, my friend, is why you're getting the opportunities to play with these different bands and meet the different people. It's because you stayed with something you love for so long that other people noticed. And you're right, when you're with something that is not fun, sometimes it's still your passion, but it's not fun. Example being, maybe you're in a bad band, you're still a really good bass player, but you're continuing to show up and give your best. Mm-hmm. That's the key. That's what I talk to students about all the time is, it's so important, even when you think it's a trivial moment, to give your best every time, because you don't know who's watching, one, but then two, you're building character of the person you're becoming. Every time you allow yourself to dial it in and not give everything you've got, you're actually diminishing the one person that matters most to, and that's yourself. That's a Coach Camp moment. That's real. You inspired that moment in my mind. You broke it free, and you made me think about. That's right. what I'm doing next. Can I tell you a little bit about my commentating?
Yeah, so let's button this up. Thanks for listening to all that. I'll keep you all updated on Pulse, my hopefully now second band. So, Coach,
Yeah.
man, some time ago, I want to say pre-accident, you told me about Lake Cormorant, and the school had reached out to you. I'll let you give us more details on this, how this happened, but as a starter here, you were offered the opportunity to be the voice of the Lake Cormorant High School football team, right?
Yes,
At their home games. So tell us
At their home games.
how this
Yep.
came to be and what this experience has been like.
So this goes right in line with the motivational snippet that I just gave you guys, and that is whenever I got into motivational speaking, and then eventually through the podcasting, and then all along the way just being a coach, because I've always been a coach. For 30 years I've been a coach, and when I started teaching, I'm a coach, and I try to live. I'm not perfect, of course, but I try to live by the pearls of wisdom that I've gained over the years. So whenever I'm telling somebody something, I'm trying to live by that, even though I make mistakes, of course, but I'm trying to give my best. When I got into public speaking, I didn't know what it was going to look like, Derrick. I didn't know if opportunities would come. All along the way, I've had some yo-yo moments. I've had like, boom, I'm hit up with like 4 opportunities and then nothing for a couple months. And it comes and goes. What I did not allow myself to do was become discouraged. I'm like, I'm going to keep fighting. I think this is the thing I'm meant to do. And, however it starts to pan out, I will accept it and grow from there. And when opportunities come along, much like yourself, sir, much like yourself, Operation DJ Thrive, Operation playing in Pink Floyd tribute bands and Huey Lewis's and podcasting, much like you, sir, and opportunities to break legs in swimming pools, here's what I will tell you. I didn't want to say no to something that sounded interesting. And a friend of ours, good friend of ours, local yokels podcaster himself, Neil Colley, was offered an opportunity to be the announcer for Lake Cormorant. He said he couldn't do it. He didn't have the time, but he had the perfect person, and he referenced me. They called me. Now, here's what everybody out there needs to know. I've never commentated, especially football, but I could do play-by-play, and I could definitely do play-by-play with baseball. That's like my mojo. But something I realized, I've been to a lot of football games. I never listened to the announcer that's over the big speaker. I never paid attention to what they were saying and how they transitioned and how they formulated the game. I never really paid much attention to it. But what I did remember was occasionally something would happen on the field. I couldn't necessarily see it. And then I would hear them be like, pick up of 2, that'll be a third down. I'm like, okay, I know how many downs there are. So I needed that feed in my ear at times at the game to know what was happening. So that's how I looked at this. I'm like, I've just got to be the eyes for everyone out there in the stands. And when I'm saying this, people will hear it. So I'm like, I will do this. I've never done it. Never even been in a booth. Never. So here's the funny part. I show up day one and I go up into the announcer's booth and there's no one. There's no one. I have no one. I'm thinking there's going to be some folks. They're going to give me some advice, some tutelage, some here's what you do, then you can do that. And so no guidance. No guidance. I met the coach before the game. I said, is there anything between? He's like, you'll do fine. Just make it your own. I'm like, okay, well, I've got freedoms here. That's good. And then I get up in the booth and there's nothing. I'm like, I'm looking around. I'm like, where's the microphone? What are we doing?
They didn't even have the microphone set for you?
There was stuff up there, but I didn't know which one I'm using, how it works. I didn't know the system. Do I need to turn something on, off? I had no clue. Well, then the assistant principal shows up. His name's Mr. Jason Russell. Outstanding fella, outstanding guy. He's the assistant principal. And he shows up and he's in there. And I tell him, I'm like, dude, I got nothing. They're like, you have music? I'm like, I've got no music. I don't know how to do music. The woman actually that brought me in, she's like, wait a second, you're a podcaster and you don't have music. And I'm like, I don't do the podcast stuff. I've got a guy for that. His name is Derrick. He is a producer. I show up and I do my voice and my face. That's all I do. And then he does all the magic behind the scenes. So I said, I don't know how to do music. I know how to talk. So give me a microphone, I can talk. So then Jason, the assistant principal, he shows me how the mic works, shows me the key thing and how to turn it up and down. But then they didn't even have, for the jamboree, they didn't have anybody to work the scoreboard, the time, the clock. So it did feel like it was kind of like, we're a little unprepared. But true leadership form. And I'm giving Jason a lot, the assistant principal, I'm giving him a ton of props on this. He steps up. He's like, I'll do the clocks. So now he's trying to run the time clock, the 40-second time clock, and then do the scoreboard and everything. And he's doing it all by himself. I'm doing the commentating all by myself. And I start telling him, I'm like, look, if you see something I'm doing either poorly or wrong or something I can do better, give me some advice. And we built a little rapport, and he felt comfortable, and he was giving me some, whenever they do this, you could call out that or whatever. And I'm like, thank you, because I had no idea. Completely winging it. So to the young people out there, come get close. Young people, come here. Come here. Come here, young people. Here's what I want you to know. When life opens a door of opportunity, you may say to yourself, I don't know what I'm doing. I've never done that. I have no idea. Well, what you got to do? You got to live by the cannonball. That's what I did. So I just showed up. I told him, I said, sir, I'm here to cannonball. So that's what I did. I just cannonballed that thing. I got through the first game. I will say I wasn't nervous. I'm never nervous about talking, but I wasn't confident. Like if I was going to give myself a rating scale, I was a 4.5.
Well, look, it's the land of unknown in those moments. It's hard. It's, Yeah. But knowing you, Coach, I'm sure game number 2 was fire.
It was better. It's 5.5 to a 6. Okay. Better. And I'm learning each time how to transition. And I went to a football game not long ago, and just for the purpose of listening to the person doing the announcements. And some of their transitions are so seamless, the average person in the crowd never notices, but it makes it smooth.
Yeah, yeah.
And learning how to, and now with this timeout, this will be sponsored by, and then they're throwing sponsors out and they're giving a shout out. And then it rolls the time off, and now here we are back to the snap, and then it's back into that. And I'm like, so if I had somebody with music, which that's not going to change for me, I don't know how to do music. So if somebody wants to come along and do music, that'd be great. But now I'm learning a little bit more. So my next football game tomorrow night.
So how many have you done so far?
2.
Really? Okay.
So far, there's only 5 in the whole season, so tomorrow will be at the halfway point totally. But tomorrow night, so we're taping, when this is coming out, you're watching that this morning, it's that night, so Friday night, and I'll be doing my 3rd one, and I still have nobody to spot. That was another thing. Can I say this real fast, or have I talked too much? Do I got 5 more seconds of words?
5 more seconds and no more, sir.
Thank you. So what I learned was a lot of the people, like Robert Carter, our good friend Robert Carter, he commentates the football games for Hernando.
Mm-hmm.
He and another guy, and I know the other guy that helps him, Kevin Johnson, and they work together. One person's like watching the field and then seeing who the player is and the number, and then they got the names, and then like Robert or whoever, whatever the direction is, then the other person is calling it out. That was number 75, Jacob Johnson on the run, and they're just able to flow it, so you're not trying to see the player, find the name, find the number, and then call it, and it's just you don't have enough time. So in my second game, I tell them, I say, hey, is there any way y'all could help me up here? Could I get a spotter? Could I get somebody to come in the booth with me? I've tried to get you to go, but Operation Broke Leg. Look, I'm going to get me one of them little fanny pack things that you see them, the people that put the baby in the little harness. Like, I'm going to put you like that. I'm just going to carry you on the front because that'll be funny. And your leg will be sticking out the front. I'm just going to carry you around. But they sent me a guy, Jack.
Jack
is his little official nickname. He graduated. He's at Northwest. He plays football now. And Jack, see Jack either. Jack comes in there and he's like, I'm like, hey, look, your job, I need you to watch the players, tell me the number and stuff, and then look them up here. He's like, I'll try my best, but I can't see him. I'm like, you can't see him. Hey, I don't have my glass up. Just gave me a blind person. Jack, can't see Jack. How are we going to do this? That is not good. The blind is now officially leading the blind because I can't see. So anyways, number 2 was not much better. A lot of generic calls, it was more like Lake Cormorant on the run, not even the player, but I know the players like the names called. I know they like the numbers called. So I started trying to see, and then there was this one play, that's not one play, but there's one player. I saw their number and looked them up on the sheet. So I was calling out like Matthews, so and so Matthews on the carry because they were carrying it.
Wrong.
And like about 5 in, a person in the crowd that knows that I'm up there texts me, and they're like, you keep calling out Matthews, that's Reynolds or whatever it was. And I'm like, oh, snap. I done called the wrong kid, gave him credit for running 5 times, and it wasn't even the same kid. So
Punch
those are
in.
the slips.
All right, I got to. We're gonna make a quick pause, Coach. I'm literally gonna hit pause on this, so when we come back, it's like in a nanosecond. But I'm doing the pee dance right now. I have to go to the restroom
We're
so
just
bad.
dancing to my words because they so smooth.
We'll be right back, and we are back.
Hey, welcome back. Did everything come out all right?
Woo! Oh man! Now to the audience, that was a nanosecond little blip. But while I was using the restroom, my mom popped in. Mama D popped in.
The house. Yeah, I invited her to sit around for a minute and talk, but she looked like she had a place to go. She got.
We got to get her in the studio on the real show.
Oh, right. That's true.
But dude, it's gonna be funny when we go back and watch. You're gonna see me doing this.
I thought you were just rocking because my stuff was rocking.
No, it was funny.
When,
you were making me laugh, but
we got to get you one of them diaper things. You just sit there and pee and be like, I'm back. And here we go. So, yeah.
Well, recall to the beginning of the show. Remember the coffee I showed you? I know it's blurring out. So that's why I had to use the restroom. And it got to a point where if I didn't do something about it, we were going to have a mess.
Tell you something. I'm going to tell you something. We got a St. Bernard. You know that?
Yeah.
That dog, if you don't keep him on a regular going outside, if he pees in the floor, it's a lake. That man makes a pond. I ain't never seen an animal lose this much fluid in their life. It's crazy.
Well, look, I want to wrap. I want to come back to the football thing, and then we can wrap the show up here. But I want to put you on the spot, Coach.
Dude, I love it. I love spots.
I want to hear after 2 games now what it sounds like when Lake Cormorant throws for a touchdown. They score a touchdown.
All right, I'm gonna give it. Are you scared?
No, I'm welcoming this, but I also want to critique it.
All right, prepare yourself. Here we go. So there's a pass on the play. Ladies and gentlemen, in the end zone, number 34, said for another Gamer Nation touchdown.
Here's what's unfortunate.
Okay, talk to me.
You suck. No, just kidding. Because we're on damn Zoom, has processing where when you get too loud, it kind of cuts out. So you cut out at the end of there. So we're going to revisit that. I want to bring back, once we're back in studio, we're going to, and you're going to have, by the time we record our next Cannonball, you'll have your 3rd game under your belt.
True story.
Right? So we're going to circle back at our next episode, and we're going to redo that and have fun with that, and maybe do some role play. And I want to hear what it sounds like when someone gets tackled. Something simple, right? But
I've got first down calls, and then there's so many moments, Derrick, that I have had thoughts run through my head of a funny quip, but I neglected to do it because I want to feel my audience out a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to be too much Coach Camp early on and then be like, oh, this guy's. So, I've got to make sure they are comfortable. Now, I will say in the second game, I sent a hard shout out to Coach Camp, how you can follow me on my social media. The first one, I didn't do that. Second game, I did. I'm going to try to build that into the conversation where I'm talking about who I am and why I'm up there and try to blend that into pieces of the game. One thing that I did do in game 1, which I thought was funny, and did I tell you this already? I may have already said this on the other one.
I have no idea.
I caught a little bit of feedback, which is funny, from one of the players. On the first touchdown, they scored. And I said, and then they kicked the extra point. I said, on the touchdown, that was 6 points. With the extra point, that is 7. That's 6, 7. And that's a joke going around right now. All the kids are doing the whole 6-7 thing. And then one of the players sent a thing, because I put that on TikTok. And they were like, bruh, when you said 6-7, we all just looked at each other like he wasn't digging it. It's like the old guy can't do that. But then I've been using that all the time in my classroom. I'll be like, all right, when we get done here, we're gonna practice for about 7 minutes, 6 or 7, 6, 7, and all my students are like,
no, not funny. Over it.
Yeah, but I will continue to do it because I think it's hilarious.
But that is what I was going to try to do today. But we're going to get back in the studio. I want to get the audience to hear you better.
Okay.
So we want to hear I want to hear that fire without the microphones cutting out, and I want you to come up with quips and ideas because I feel like, and I understand this is game 2. You're walking into game 3 here this weekend. Let's say you do it again next year. Like you have the ability to make this signature.
I agree with that because I feel it. I agree with that.
You, sir, like you'll get all the logistics of it and the flow and that will, okay, that's great. You're kind of learning and you okay, that's great and all. But once you get comfortable, you specifically, Coach Camp, you could set yourself apart from anyone else that's done this and do it different in your way, still doing what you need to do and what the audience is supposed to hear and what the team wants and the players want and everything. But I think you do need to throw in quips. I think you do need to throw in your personality. You need to throw in, I don't say get up in there and rap on the microphone,
right? But
maybe a quick rappy kind of flowy way that's signature to when Lake Cormorant scores a touchdown. Make it like very unique in yourself. That's you, but different than when anyone else has heard before. You have that ability, and I want to produce that for you. I want to get it out of you and figure out a way to make it signature. Like maybe by game 5, you are,
But I think by the end of this year, I will be an entity that is known up there. And then by next year, if I come back, if they allow me to come back, it'll grow on top of that. I recently spoke at Lake Cormorant this past Friday to the school. So I came down and I spoke to 2 different groups of about 60 kids. And nobody knew that it was me in the booth, but they knew of the guy in the booth. And so when I introduced myself, I was like, if y'all been to the football games, of course, a number of the kids raise their hand. I'm like, I'm the guy in the booth. And so in particular, the football players that were in the crowd at the end of my speech were coming up telling me their name and number so that I would get them right. So, building that rapport is going to be something that's going to be fun. I speak at all the schools. I'm speaking at Hernando tomorrow. I'm speaking at the Hernando High School tomorrow. So my name is out there. My rounds are happening. I'm speaking to the kids. But I think it's going to be a lot of fun because Lake Cormorant, I can see where there's an opportunity to really leave a legacy of my speaking. I think it's going to be fun.
So we're not certain on next school year as far as you calling games. Okay. But what we do know is as we sit here and speak right now, you have 3 games left. By next episode, you'll have 2 games left, right? In which we'll be able to sit down and talk more about this. Game 5, your 5th game. That's it. That's what we're working towards. We don't have a lot in between now and then, but I think game 5, you just let it fly. I mean, put your personality into it, man.
They'll be like talking about it in the offseason. Man, that dude was crazy. But did he come back for basketball? I think I told you this. We could wrap on this part, but in the same month after I got an invitation by Lake Cormorant to come in and be their speaker, South Panola sent me a message, the head coach asking me if I'd be interested in calling their games. So having never done it in the same month, 2 different places. And I think it's just because I go and I speak and people hear it and then they feel the passion, enthusiasm, and they're like, we want that energy in this arena. And that's what I'm going to bring. And every time I come in to the studio, sometimes it's at the real studio, sometimes it's at Cafe Du Monde studio, or it's at Cafe Living Room studio. Every time I come in, I'm going to bring the energy. I'm going to bring the fire. And every single time you can count on, I am going to Cannonball!
I felt it coming.
Yes, you did.
I knew it was around the corner. So
smoke right before the fire.
I have no idea how long this episode is going to be. I don't. By the time I get to editing, I'm going to be like, "Ooh, we went short or very long."
Time continuum. Time always flies whenever
That's
we're having
right.
some fun.
Well, Coach, man, I can't wait to get back in the studio.
Me
I
too.
can't wait to just get back to our flow with the Motivate with Coach Camp, Cannonball, our normal hang, seeing each other multiple times each week. I miss it. I can't wait for it to all come back.
True that.
And this Zoom was a Band-Aid, but it's just not the same. So
It's an art of perseverance, though.
that's right.
Got to keep going forward. And you can do that whenever we get back over to the place they call SRP Studios LLC.com.
Boom. And I mean, when I talk about Coach Camp having fire and personality and all these good things, you can get that at motivatewithcoachcamp.com. You can find all his links, YouTube channel, this podcast, the Monday podcast, his Facebook, his Instagram, his TikTok, tutorials, all kinds of testimonials, rather, all kinds of fun things over there based around motivating you to be a more positive person.
Yep. And you know, we didn't get to it, but I'm going to bring out 4. We're going to do 4 of y'all's emails. Y'all been sending stuff in. Sorry we didn't get to reading them today, but we're going to do 4 in the studio next week. And you can do more if you want to send us something to
Cannonballing Life
at
at
gmail.
dot go. It's just so silly. So ridiculous. I don't know how that translates to the audience on video or audio, but man, bring back the studio. That's all I can say.
That's what I'm saying. Yes.
All right, Positive Voices, link in the description.
Drop $1. Motivate with Coach Camp and Venmo. Hey, love you, bro.
I
Can't
love you
wait.
too, man.
Next week we back.
See y'all. Peace.